Hi friends, welcome to this episode of Legal Trends. In this video, we are going to see the laws surrounding surrogacy in India. In recent times, we have seen the mushrooming of fertility clinics in our neighborhoods. The practice of surrogacy is becoming more prevalent in India. Most of us must have watched the Netflix movie Mimi. Actress Kriti Sanon played the lead in that movie. The movie clearly brings out the perils of commercial surrogacy, where the plot revolves around a US couple backtracking on their plans to go ahead with a commercial surrogacy in India. Surrogacy, in plain terms, can be told as a woman carrying a baby and giving birth to it for someone else. After the birth of the baby, the surrogate mother gives the guardianship and custody to the intended parents. Section 2(ZD) of the Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021 defines surrogacy. It states that a surrogacy is a practice whereby one woman bears and gives birth to a child for an intending couple with the intention of handing over the child to the intending couple after birth. Surrogacy can be classified into 4 different categories. Number 1. The traditional method. Under traditional surrogacy, the sperm of the intended father is used to fertilize the surrogate mother's egg. In traditional surrogacy, the baby is biologically linked to the surrogate mother. Number 2. Gestational surrogacy, also known as the host method. In gestational surrogacy, the baby is not biologically linked to the surrogate mother. In this method, an embryo is created using the sperm of the intended father and the egg of the biological mother. The embryo is then implanted into the uterus of the surrogate mother. Number 3. Altruistic surrogacy. Altruistic surrogacy is a situation where the surrogate mother receives no financial reward for the bearing and the relinquishment of the baby. However, all expenses related to the pregnancy and the birth are borne by the intended parents. Number 4. Commercial surrogacy. Commercial surrogacy is a form of surrogacy where the surrogate mother is paid to carry the child. Commercial surrogacy is sometimes referred to as wombs for rent or outsourced pregnancies. So let's get to the basic question. Why is surrogacy needed? Many couples these days suffer from infertility. Surrogacy helps them realize their dream of having a child. Some specific reasons to consider surrogacy are as follows. Number 1. Maternal age. After the age of 35, the risk of pregnancy complications tend to increase. Number 2. Conditions that make pregnancy a high-risk event. Conditions such as heart and blood disorders. Number 3. Previous surgeries or hysterectomy. Number 4. Limited success with IVF or assisted reproductive technology. Now, let us move on to the reason why government had to regulate surrogacy. Surrogacy was being made commercial and was being misused. Commercial surrogacy was being used for exploitative activities such as prostitution or selling of children or their organs. To counter this menace, on 25 December 2021, the Surrogacy Regulation Act received the President's assent. The salient features of the Act are as follows. Section 2(b) of the Act only permits altruistic surrogacy. Commercial surrogacy is totally banned in India. The Act clearly mandated that every clinic that is conducting surrogacy procedures shall be registered with the appropriate authority. There should be an order which specifies the custody and parentage of the surrogate child passed by a magistrate court. To be eligible, the intended couple must be an Indian man and woman who have been married for at least 5 years. The man shall be in the age category of 26 to 55 years, and the woman shall be in the age category of 25 to 50 years. It is mandatory that they do not have any previous biological, adopted, or surrogate child. The Act mandates that the surrogate mother shall be an Indian woman in the age category of 35 to 45 years. The Act further states that any woman who intends to be a surrogate mother cannot be a surrogate for more than once in her lifetime. Such surrogates must already have a child of their own. The Act now states the surrogate mother must be a close relative of the intended couple. She has to be further certified that she is physically and psychologically fit to undertake the procedure. The Act requires that the surrogate mother shall be informed about the effects and after effects of the procedure, and an informed consent must be got from her. Further, an insurance cover for a span of 16 months must be provided to the surrogate mother for postpartum delivery. Chapter 7 of the Act prescribes penalties for various offences under the Act. Section 38 of the Act prohibits commercial surrogacy. Any person who engages in commercial surrogacy or promotes it shall be liable for an imprisonment of up to 10 years or of a fine of Rs 10 lakhs. Any person who is guilty of exploiting a surrogate mother, either physically or emotionally, shall be liable for an imprisonment of 5 years or shall be liable for a fine of Rs 10 lakhs. If the intending couple abandon the child born through surrogacy, then they shall be liable for imprisonment of 5 years or a fine of up to Rs 10 lakhs. Now, we shall see the criticisms leveled against the surrogacy laws in India. Number 1. The surrogacy laws do not extend to couples outside our country. Number 2. The surrogacy laws do not extend to same-sex couples who intend to have a child through surrogacy. Number 3. It does not bring within its purview any couple beyond the age category as prescribed in the Act. It is important to note the role of courts in shaping surrogacy laws in India. In the case of Jan Balas versus Municipality of Anand, the High Court of Gujarat addressed the issue of citizenship of a child born through surrogacy. In this case, a German couple entered into a surrogacy agreement with an Indian surrogate mother who gave birth to twins. However, the German government did not recognize surrogacy as a means of parenthood, ultimately denying citizenship to the twins. Jan Balas, the biological father, applied for Indian passports, which were also denied. He now made a petition before the High Court of Gujarat, which adjudged as follows. The High Court of Gujarat adjudged that since the children were born to Indian surrogate mother, they would be deemed citizens under Section 3(1)(c) of the Indian Citizenship Act. The twins were then issued overseas Indian passports. Surrogacy laws are still evolving in India and the courts are doing their part. To conclude, it is most gratifying and humane to note that Indian law permits only altruistic surrogacy. Thank you for your time. Hope this video was useful. Please do subscribe and support. Stay lobbyfied.